It only takes a split second to do what Mr. Spiegel did. So while it's regrettable, I'm not aware of anything that could have been done to prevent it.
A Fort Myers man convicted of murdering his ex-wife and her fiance on Fort Myers Beach, jumping to his death in jail just hours before he was expected to learn his fate in court. Last month, 72-year-old Michael Spiegel was found guilty of murdering Marilyn Spiegel and Harry Carlip. It happened last year on their boat at Salty Sam's Marina. Now, Spiegel was due to be sentenced this morning, but deputies say he committed suicide yesterday inside the jail on Ortez Avenue. As 4 in Your Corner's Tara Molina explains, Sheriff Mike Scott says the incident was out of their control. Tara.
Beyond these gates, 72-year-old Michael Spiegel jumped to his death from the second floor of his group cell just one day before he was to be sentenced for the murder of his ex-wife and her fiance. Michael Spiegel never denied brutally killing his ex-wife Marilyn and her fiance Harry, but he did plead not guilty by reason of insanity. Losing that argument, Spiegel was found guilty of premeditated double homicide. His attorney tells me his sentencing today likely would have meant life behind bars.
Even if he got less than life, it would still be a life sentence. He was 71 years old and in failing health.
And he says waiting for justice to be served was clearly too much for his client to bear.
It was enough. He'd been through enough. Life was not going to get any better.
The focus now turns to how the suicide was able to happen under the supervision of sheriff's deputies.
I think there needs to be some sort of investigation as to why a very elderly man looking at life in prison who had some history of mental illness was able to get to a place where he was able to throw himself off of a ledge.
As far as I can tell, the officer did nothing wrong.
And Sheriff Mike Scott says he has no reason to believe it could have been prevented.
But it only takes a split second to do what Mr. Spiegel did. So while it's regrettable, I'm not aware of anything that could have been done to prevent it.
These photos from the Lee County Sheriff's Twitter page give an idea of how the inside of Spiegel's cell may have looked. 2 floors, everything concrete and steel. This is where Sheriff Scott says Spiegel jumped from. Scott says they have no plans to change policies.
This isn't like we have an epidemic or an outbreak of inmates jumping.
He believes some of it is out of the office's control.
Can I stop an inmate from jumping off of their bunk bed? Probably not, short of restraining them 24/7. Can I stop an inmate from taking the razor and instead of shaving tomorrow morning, cutting themselves? Probably not.
Again, the Lee County Sheriff's Office investigated this suicide, finding no wrongdoing on behalf of the deputies. Sheriff Mike Scott said today Michael Spiegel sentenced himself. Live in Fort Myers, Tara Molina, Fox 4, in your corner.
All right, thank you, Tara.